everyone, this is Sarah with your weekly card reading for the week beginning November 23rd, 2020. And for the first part of our reading, I am drawing from the Smith & White Centennial Tarot deck. And the cards for this week are the Knight of Swords and the Three of Wands. And so this says, if you've started a new job, a new venture, new relationship, new healing program, whatever it is, this week will be a week of wanting to move forward with like zest and excitement and creative energy and just that vitality, excitement of new stuff. And that is really good, but also make sure that you take time to stop and survey how far you've come. Realize that, sorry, not COVID, I just ate a brownie. Realize that this new start is a result of all the hard work you've done in your past and the journey that you've been on in your past. So you can feel proud of yourself for making it this far and being at this new start. And so it's a week to move forward, enjoy, and to also be proud of how far you've come. And so for the coaching card for the week, I'm drawing from the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. I think this might have been my first tarot deck when I started doing this. I'm not sure, but I think so, and I still use it and love it. And the card I drew is one of my favorites in the deck. It's the Lakshmi Bright Future card. And so the coaching message this week is to stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine, is what it says. And I don't mean this in a spiritual bypassing way. We're like, oh no, don't worry, be happy, just think positive, like everything's great. Because, you know, we're still in stressful times. It's still difficult. There's still lots of unknowns and everything else. But this says this week, take some time to heal our sense of worry. Because a lot of us have been living with kind of like this undercurrent of worry this whole entire year. It's time to start learning how to disconnect from that, how to unplug from that, even just for a little while. Whatever practice works best for you, works best for you. I know for me, sometimes I'll just, you know, I'm an energy healer, so I'll just do some of my energy work techniques. I'll maybe just use my hands to just imagine I'm just like removing the worry. Imagine that even just for a few minutes, I'm just taking it off, just like taking it all off and just feeling calm. You know, I give myself permission to pick it back up if I feel like I need to, but just tell myself like, just for these few minutes, I'm just gonna leave it off. I'm just gonna relax for a few minutes and just put it down for a few minutes. And so whatever way works best for you to kind of heal and disconnect a little bit from that sense of worry that we've been living with for so long, so that we can learn to disconnect from it longer and longer and longer, and learn to just kind of be present without that worry, even in stressful times, like to a healthy degree anyways. And again, I don't mean just pretending everything's fine when it's difficult, but to be able to just be in an emotionally healthy spot, even during difficult times. And for the message from the other side, I'm using the Literary Witches Oracle deck, one of my very, very favorites. And I drew the Emily Bronte Fantasy card. And I love the Brontes. Anyone who knows me knows I'm just like, I love them. I like this one because, you know, Emily Bronte really liked taking care of the home. She would work outside of the house sometimes when necessity required it, but she hated it and she was miserable. She really liked to be at home. And, you know, back then, being a housewife is like challenging no matter what time you live in, but like we don't necessarily have to like black the stoves anymore, or, you know, shovel the coal, or just all those kinds of things that they had to do back then. But she was known for being like excellent at baking bread and just like being really good at keeping things tidy. But like in her life of all these tiny little tasks, she had this really rich fantasy life. She and her sisters would make up all these stories. They had all these whole pretend worlds that they would like develop over years and years. They wrote these little teeny tiny little books, even before they were writing their novels that were published. They had toy soldiers. They would like make these elaborate stories about and all this. And so on the surface, it may seem like her life was kind of mundane, maybe housewifey and stuff like that. But in reality, she just lived this really rich, deep fantasy life. And so the message for us is that, real life is real life. We've got to bake the bread, we got to bring the money, we got to do all that regular stuff that we do. It's just life, and that's okay. But also it says make time for like imagination and for thinking about what you want, or like fantasizing about what your life would look like ideally, or spending time visualizing things, because that can help create things for us, and it can help us get in touch with our soul and help us get in touch with what we really love and what we really want and what we really need. And so this week, as we just go about our daily lives, whatever that looks like for each of us, make time to just be in our imagination. Maybe you can meditate and do visualizations. Maybe you can read a book that you really enjoy. Whatever works for you, to just kind of live in, and I don't mean escaping reality and stuff, but just like spending time in your imagination and fantasy can be really rewarding and really helpful to help you connect to yourself. And so do a little bit of that this week if you can. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And if you want a private reading with me, you can go to wildwoodenergy.com and click on the book online button. I offer spiritual coaching, energy healing, and private tarot readings. And I just hope you have a fantastic week, and you take care. Bye.